Okay, so right away we're going to skip question number one. Don't ask me why, I'll explain it later. So we're going to go to question number two. It says a local bank is advertising that you can double your money in 8 years if you invest with them. Suppose you have 1,000 to invest. What interest rate is the bank offering? So I equals P times R times T. Let's find some of the words that, or some of the numbers. So we want to double your, a bank is advertising that you can double your money in 8 years. So time, suppose you have $1,000 to invest. That's another key word here. And what is the interest rate? So we are looking for the interest rate. So this is what we want, the interest rate. So time, 8 years. How much money are we going to put in? 1,000. And how much money are we going to make? It says, and here's the key word, you can double your money. So if I put $1,000 in and I want to double my money, it means I'm going to make 1,000. That's what I'm going to put there. So if I put 1,000 and I want to make 1,000, how much does the interest rate have to be? What percent does it have to be? So 1,000 equals, so we can multiply 1,000 times 8 is 8,000 times R, divide by 8,000 and divide by 8,000. So the interest rate, and we're going to divide 1,000 divided by 8,000 equals 0.125, and if we change that to percent, that becomes 12.5%. Remember, when we're changing from a decimal to percent, we move it to the right. Okay, so the interest rate needs to be 12.5%. All right, so we're going to continue with question number 3. Kelly plans to put her graduation money into an account and leave it there for 4 years while she goes to college. She receives $750 graduation money that she puts into an account that earns 4.25% interest. How much will be in Kelly's account at the end of 4 years? Well, I equals P times R times T. I know my interest rates right here, and this is my time, so I'm going to underline that, and she's going to put $750. So how much money she's going to have after 4 years? So let's find out. I equals P, which is 750, this guy right here, times R, which is 4.25 or 0.0425, and time is going to be 4 years. So let's find out how much money she's going to make. 750 times 0.0425 times 4 equals $127.50. So when she comes back in 4 years, she's going to have the 750 plus 127.5. And that's going to give her a total of $877.50. Number 4, Randy wants to move his savings account to a new bank that pays a better interest rate of 3.5% so that he can earn $100 in interest faster than his old bank. If he moves $800 to the new bank, how long will it take for him to earn the $100 in interest? So let's underline that, let's circle that, and let's circle that. And also, we're going to circle this, how long. So I equals P times R times T. So the question is saying how long. So I know my time is what I need to find out. What's my principal? How much money is he going to put in? He's going to put in $800. So let me just make this bigger. What's the interest rate? It's 3.5 or 0.035. What's my principal? My principal is going to be $800. And how much money does he want to make? And how much interest is he going to make? It says he wants to make $100 in interest. So I'm going to put $100 over here. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4 variables. I know the value of I, P, and R, but I need to find T. So this is an easy question. So 100 equals, and we're going to multiply 800 times 0.035, and that's going to give us 28. 28t. Now divide this by 28, divide this by 28, and 100 divided by 28 equals, so this is going to be 3.57, and the time is in years, so it's going to be 3.57 years. We can leave it as that. Okay. Number 5, 9,600 is invested at 8% per year. That's another word for annum is another word for years, for 5 years. What is the interest payable? And find the amount accruing for the investment. So how much does she have in total? That's what this means. So I equals P times R times T. 9,600 is my principal. The interest rate is 8%, which is 0.08. Time is 5 years. So let's see how much money she would make. So 9,600 times 0.08 times 5 equals 3,840. That's a lot of money. So the answer to question A is how much money she's going to make? 3,840. And how much money is she going to have in total? Well, in total she's going to have 9,600 plus 3,840. So she's going to have $13,440 at the end. Find the principal that will earn $294 in 5 years at 6% interest. So I equals P times R times T. So this is what I need. So 5 years is my time. Interest rate is 6%, or is 0.06. And the P is what I need to find. My interest, how much will she earn? How much she's going to make? She's going to make $294. So 294, this is 0.06 times 5, that's going to equal to 0.3. So 0.3p, right? I multiply these two. Now I divide this by 0.3 and divide this by 0.3. So P equals 294 divided by 0.3 equals $980. How much does she need to deposit? She needs to deposit $980. 7. Okay, so let's start. Always start with I equals P times R times T. So the simple interest is 12,000 invested at 8% per year. Is 6,720. Calculate the number of years for which the sum was invested. So I put this much money for 8 years and I made 6,720. How long did I leave the money in the bank? So I need to find the time. So the principal was 12,000. The rate was 0.08. How much time? I don't know. We're going to find that out. And how much money did I make? This is how much I made, 6,720. So if you put $12,000 and the bank gives you 6,720, for how long did you leave that money there in the bank? Might be a long time, so let's find out. You get 12,000 times 0.08 equals 960 T. Divide this by 960. Divide this by 960, and 6720 divided by 960 equals, so the time here is 7 years. So how long did she leave the money in the bank here? For 7 years. Number 8, let's see, this I equals P times R times T. The simple interest on $15,000 for 9 years is 6,750. What was the interest rate? So if you put $15,000 Well, what was the interest rate, right? So I need to find R. How long did I leave it there? For 9 years. So if you put $15,000 for 9 years, you're going to make 6,750. But what was the percent? That's what we're looking for. So this is 6,750. On the other side, I'm going to multiply 15,000 times 9, and that's going to give us 135,000 R. Now I divide by 135,000 and divide by 135,000. So R, and let's divide 6750 divided by 3,135,000, and that's going to give us 0.05. And if we change that to percent, it's going to be 5%. Number 10, 45, you deposit 45,000 in a savings account. Calculate the maturity value, that's how much you have in total. If you earn 1.5 simple interest for 2 years or 9.5 simple interest for 2 years, per month for 2 years. So I'm gonna actually take this guy out, okay? And we're only going to do number 2. So I equals P times R times T. So how much do we put in the bank? 45,000. What was the interest rate? 0.094. For how long? 2 years. And I want to know how much I'm going to make. So 45,000 times 0.094 times 2 equals $8,460. So if you put $45,000 in the bank for 2 years and you get interest rate of 9.4, this is how much money the bank is going to give you. 8,460. 11. Again, let me write this down. P times R times T. Find the total amount of simple interest that is paid over 5 years on a principal of 30,000 and an interest rate of 6. No, very straightforward question. $30,000 times the rate, which is 0.06, and the time is 5 years. So how much money would you make? 30,000 times 0.06 times 5 equals $9,000. So if you put $30,000 for 5 years at 6% interest, the bank is going to give you $9,000. Okay. Last question. Calculate the total worth of an investment after 6 months via principal of 10,000 with a simple interest rate of 3.5. So I equals P times R times T. The principal is 10,000. The rate is 3.5 or 0.035. How much was the time? 6 months is 6 over 12 or a half. Okay, so it's easier if you write a half, or 0.5. It's up to you. I'm going to write a half because that's what 6 months is, half a year. So just multiply 10,000 times 0.035 times 0.5 or a half equals, the interest rate is going to be $175. So if you put $10,000 in the bank for 6 months, it's 3.5% interest, you're going to make $175. Okay, and that's it.